Joining me today is John Anderson, Managing Director of Investigator Resources Limited. He'll be speaking at Eyre's Mining South Australia on the 6th to 7th of December 2011 in Whyalla. John, thanks very much for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you, James. Good to join you.
First of all, how's Investigator Resources working towards silver, gold and copper discovery on the Eyre and Yorke Peninsulas?
Well, we're concentrating all our efforts on both the Eyre and Yorke Peninsula. That's why we named our company Investigator, to give it a South Australian flavour. We've got some ideas that are a bit different to the general ideas out there in the industry, and it's starting to pay off. We think we know a better way to look for these deposits on Eyre Peninsula and Yorke Peninsula, and where to look. So we've been working on this for about 5 years now, and it's starting to pay off. What we're doing is following a model that says you can get Olympic Dam style mineralisation on Eyre Peninsula. A lot of people don't think that's possible, and we're using soil geochemistry, a traditional method, but we're using modern techniques, and that can now measure low enough that we can detect mineral systems and then go in hard on the ones we've selected and find the targets. And that's what we've done at the Paris discovery, the silver discovery up the other side of Kimba. That's our main project at the moment because we've intersected some very high-grade silver zones with our work.
Can you run me through a bit more about these new concepts and modern exploration techniques that Investigators are actually currently pioneering?
Well, the concept's very simple on paper, but you've got to believe it, and we believe it. We call it the Moonta corridor concept. It's a bit different to the general concept out there that says you've got to go up on the Stuart Shelf and drill deep holes around Olympic Dam to find more Olympic dams. We're looking for mineralisation that form the same time as Olympic Dam, but it's going to be of a different character, but just as rewarding for a company our size. And so we're following this model. We've picked up a lot of ground across Eyre Peninsula based on this model, and we've been applying that soil geochemistry that I was talking about earlier to find the targets, and that's working very well for us.
And can you run me through some of these multiple targets, particularly with regards to silver that you've identified northwest of Kimba with some of your initial drill intersections? Yeah,
where we're exploring, we're on the plains to the south of the Gawler Ranges on the pastoral country there around Buckleboo, and there's not much outcrop out there, but we did soil sampling, as I was talking about earlier, and found some very good silver anomalies. And we went and had a look at those anomalies, and we found outcropping mineralisation up to 6-ounce silver. That's unheard of in Australia. Australia is supposed to be exploration mature, but it's not. The Eyre Peninsula is offering a new area to explore that's been revitalised by the work we're doing, and with not only outcropping mineralisation, we've gone in and drilled those soil targets, and we're finding the silver mineralisation. The first prospect is Paris. We call it Paris because the original area was near Helen Dam, so the first prospect was Helen, and that's still a viable prospect. But the one that really stood out, we called Paris, Helen's wife in the Trojan Wars saga, and we're following that theme with the naming of other targets that we're developing as we go along. So we've got Paris, we've drilled there, we're getting intersections of up to 4 metres at 913 grams of silver. That equates to about 29 ounces per tonne. The drilling is at a very early stage, but the indications are very good for high grade and for size. And this is the first of many targets that we're going to work our way through in this area around the Paris discovery.
And what are your high potential copper gold targets like in the northeast of the Yorke Peninsula?
Well, the Yorke Peninsula is the other end of the trend, if you like, so we're finding, as we expected, these silver deposits up the other side of Kimba, but if we come along our Moonta corridor, we have other targets on the way down, and we eventually get to Yorke Peninsula across the Spencer Gulf. And on Yorke Peninsula, that's where we predict we'll find the true Olympic Dam style deposits. Now, the hillside discovery by Rex certainly helped that story, and we've managed to pick up about 60 kilometres of strike potential along the hillside trend, along the trend from the hillside discovery in the northeast part of Yorke Peninsula. We're working our way through that 60 k's of strike potential. We're using geophysics to explore beneath the cover, but we've actually found very shallow indications from old exploration work that there is a very good copper-gold target very close to Butte, and that's going to be the focus of our work there.
John, you're speaking at IIR's Mining South Australia conference on the 6th to 7th of December in 2011 in Whyalla. What would you like delegates to gain from attending your presentation?
Well, of course, we want people to know that Investigator is being very successful with its exploration. We want people to know that Eyre Peninsula is not only about iron ore, but there's precious metals to be found out there. Now, this is not smoke that we're into. We seem to be into some serious mineralisation in the Paris prospect. And we also want the audience to know that the work we're doing has mutual benefits to the community. We're looking for real value adds to the local areas and the local communities that are going to work with us in working up these discoveries and hopefully turning them into mines.
John, thanks very much for joining me today. We're looking forward to your presentation down in Whyalla this December.
Yeah, thank you, James. I look forward to getting back to Whyalla again this year. Cheers.